Hey guys, JStarWars360 here with my review of The Prisoner. I saw it today, as I told you guys yesterday, and I'm here to give my review of it. As you guys know, I was really looking forward to this movie. I saw the trailer and I said, this movie looks exciting, it looks awesome, it's gonna be great. And when it started, there were some legitimately moments in this movie where it was really exciting, but at the same time, it was also a bit of a disappointment for reasons that I'm going to get into right now. Alright, so I'm going to tell you guys the story of the movie really quick in case you don't know it. Hugh Jackman is playing some father character, and Hugh Jackman's playing a father character, and his family is visiting another family for Thanksgiving, and at one point the daughters of Hugh Jackman's family and the daughters of this family they're visiting disappear, and now the cops are finding him, and Hugh Jackman is more than the cops and more than anyone else's family is determined to find his daughter. And I don't want to give away any more than that because it would spoil it. So, on one end, so let's look at the story. I have like a little outline here which I'm reading off of. So, story, again, I said this movie looked engaging, and at times it really was engaging. Like, I really was interested. I wanted to know what was going on. But my biggest gripe with the movie is that there's this one technique. In case you don't know, this movie's 2.5 hours long, and for a good chunk of those 2.5 hours, nothing happens. Like, it'll just be them wandering around, not getting anywhere with anything. And the reason why, I'm pretty sure the reason why they did that, had it go on for so long, is because they wanted you to feel the frustration the characters are going through of days going by and they're not and barely getting anywhere in this mystery. And I and I understand that. The problem is I feel like they overdid. Like, it didn't take that. Within like 20 minutes, you get it. All right, you're trying to make us feel the frustration. Can we move on now? But no, for like another, you have to sit there for like a good chunk of those 2 hours. Almost nothing important happens, and I feel like they could have shortened it, and it still would have been effective. You would have felt the frustration, and the movie would have flown better. But no, so there was like this good chunk for almost most of the first act and all of the second act where I was legitimately bored. Like, the scenes were moving so slow. Like, at one point I had to go to the bathroom. I thought, if I go really quickly, I probably won't miss anything that important. And I did. Like, minor spoiler for like the next 10 seconds to skip ahead. The scene where they're all putting candles in front of the person's house, I just went to the bathroom during that. Did not miss anything. Don't worry, I came back right before the chase started. Okay, so I'm done with the minor spoilers. But yeah, for a good chunk of this movie, you could go to the bathroom and not miss anything. And again, I'm not saying it's bad that they did it the way they did it. Again, it's effective. You feel frustrated and hopeless. Like, at one point you're wondering, are they ever going to find her? And at the same point, I was like, I just wanted to leave. But, at the same time, it's like, at the same time, I was still kind of interested. I wanted to know what's going on. I wanted to know how it ended. And I will admit, the last 15, 20 minutes, 10, 15 minutes or so of the movie is pretty enjoyable. Stuff finally happens. And I think ultimately those last 10 to 15 minutes is going to determine whether or not you like the movie. If you really enjoy and are engaged with what's going on, I think you'll generally be satisfied with the movie. In my opinion, I felt like it was worth it. The stuff that happens in there made the wait worth it, even if it was a little unnecessary. But at the same time, if you generally do not like what happens at the end, I won't spoil it here. At the end of the video, I'm going to go into spoilers, so if you want to know what I thought of the ending, they'll be there. But if you don't like what happens at the end of this movie, then you're going to hate it, because you felt like you just wasted 2.5 hours. You're like, I waited 2 hours for this? But yeah. So let's see. I'm just checking my list. Acting-wise, overall good job. Hugh Jackman did the best performance. I mean, he's a really talented actor, and he did a really nice job here. Being kind when he needed to, being angry and frustrated at not being able to find his daughters, and he gets pissed in this movie. Like, I don't think I've ever seen Hugh Jackman play a character more angry. But hang on, you're talking to someone I've only seen him in X-Men, Rise of the Guardians, Les Mis, and Flushed Away, and this. So, yeah. I haven't seen that many this is probably the most mature Hugh Jackman movie I've seen, so that's why. Alright, presentation-wise, the movie looked nice. There were some really nice shots in the movie. I liked how the camera was very stationary. Like, it wouldn't just cut here, cut there. It would like always be outside, always. Or like this one shot where the mom's in a room, and the camera when it wants to show this one scene of like the mom waking up in the middle of the night, the camera goes right and then left and then right, and I thought that was really cool. It made you almost feel like you were there. Also, in the beginning scene, there were a lot of nice shots. There were also some great point of view shots. Really made you feel like you were there. Like, when this movie got going, you really felt like you were right there with the characters. So, let's see. What else do I have to say? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna warn you right now that if you are this movie's rated R, and it's rated R for a reason. It can get a little graphic and disturbing at times, so if you're squeamish, if you're easily disturbed by blood, I don't think I'm spoiling anything major by saying that, by blood or any real or blood or anything slightly on the gory side, you might want to stay away from this movie because it can get a little disturbing at times. Also, the movie it's not necessarily a horror movie. It's more like suspenseful thriller, and just a little grossed out. There's no jump scares if you're worried about that. There were some moments where I thought they were gonna do a jump scare, but I don't know. At some point, I was worried it was a horror movie, but it's not. It's more thriller. You're more on the edge of your seat, wanting to know what's gonna happen next. I mean, the most that you're gonna see is something really disgusting, and that's gonna freak you out. But nothing that disturbing. Anyway, let's see. What else? So overall, in my opinion, the movie was long, and I was a little disappointed by the movie. It was nowhere near as exciting or engaging as I thought it was going to be. I get the frustration angle they were going for, but I think they overdid it a bit. I felt like they overdid it a bit on the frustration, and if they'd shortened it, it would have been more effective. The ending, for me, I was okay with, but some people in the theater I know were bothered by the ending, so yeah, this is my thought. So overall, decent movie. Could have been good if they had just shortened it a bit. And again, I was glad I saw it. I didn't feel like my time was wasted, but some people were. Again, if you want, go check it out. You may or may not like it. Again, and the ending's ultimately going to be the dividing point. If you enjoy the ending and think it was worth waiting 2 hours for it, you'll like it. If you hate the ending, you're going to hate this movie. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Stick around if you want to hear spoilers. If not, then this is the end. I'll have a link. So anyway, spoilers. So, yeah. So, as I said before, everyone in the theater just generally seemed bored during the slow scenes, and when every now and then a gory scene would happen, that would freak me out. But when we got to the end, the twist, the big reveal where we find out who the kidnapper is of the girls, everyone in the theater were just gasped. They're like shocked, like including myself. They're like, "Oh my gosh!" Like I always knew. Early on, I suspected. I think one of the it's probably going to reveal like one of the characters as the kidnapper. For some reason, I thought it would be a member of the family, but I was legitimately shocked when I found out that again, turn off now if you don't want this spoiled. I was genuinely shocked when what turns out the mom of the weird kid, I think he said he had Asperger's, but the weird kid's mom is the kidnapper, and I'll have to go into Wikipedia to look up the summary, but that just genuinely shocked me. And the movie became really engaging once it got there, because it's like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? Oh my gosh, she was it this whole time. Oh my gosh, that car right there was covering that thing. It was like, wow. And that legitimately shocked me. But, so that, and again, I was really engaged during that part. And the ending itself, I generally was satisfied with. Again, I'm relieved they found the girls. Like, I would have been pissed if I had to sit there for 2.5 hours and they didn't find the girls. That would really have pissed me off. But they did find the girls, and the ending, some people were pissed off by the ending. Like, this one guy behind me, because, the movie ends with Hugh Jackman being stuck in the pit, the car's over there, and he's blowing the whistle that he found. And you see the one cop standing there turning his head like, hmm? And then it ends, so it's debatable whether or not he found him, did not find him. It leaves hope at the end, which some people were pissed at that they never got to know what happened. Like, this one guy behind me was like, what the fuck? And yeah, I was generally like that, but, I felt like it was a good way to end. I feel like if they had ended all was well, and it was blatantly clear, it would have been, in a movie like this, a big happy ending I don't think would have done it justice. It ended in such a way where it was kind of on a depressing note, but at the same time there was hope. I mean, the girls were found, and there's the possibility that Hugh Jackman's character could be found. But again, some people might be pissed off by the cliffhanger / ambiguous ending. And well, the only thing that really bothers me is there's certain specifics I don't get. I don't get what the deal with the mazes were, or what that one guy was. Again, I could probably go into Wikipedia, but there's certain details in the kidnapping that I don't quite understand, but I think I generally got the gist of it. But yeah, those are my thoughts on The Prisoner. Have you seen The Prisoner? Were you bored? Did you love it? Did you think the ending sucked at all? Did you love the ending? Comment below. This is JStars360, signing out.